Hey guys, this is my next submission for the Daddies blog. Thanks for listening. I wanted to share with you guys an experience I just had over this Christmas holiday. With my son Jack, we were in the Holyoke Mall, not too far from here. We were shopping around for Christmas stuff, and I had him wrapped up in the Moby, and we were having some boy time, and it was awesome. I had a great time with Jack. I was getting a ton of compliments. Just about everybody that was walking by was going, "Wow, your son is so handsome. You guys look great. He looks very comfortable with you. You're such a good dad." And I found myself getting more and more taken away by all of these compliments. And then it happened. Then a pack of girls walked up to me saying, "Your son has the look. He would be perfect for this. You have to sign him up. He could be a model." So before you knew it, I gave these people my number and said it was okay for them to call me. And of course I got a call 2 days before Christmas wanting to have me and Jack come in for a free interview on Christmas Eve. And I was like, no way, not going to happen. They said, "Oh, okay, we'll call you back." A week later they finally do. And then so Jill and I schedule this free interview down in Framingham, Massachusetts, 2 hours away, and we drove all the way down there. And the whole time I'm just brimming with excitement about what my son could be, and the opportunities that I could give him, and the experiences that we could have. And I'm going crazy in my head about all of this. So we get there, and the place looks kind of barren. The receptionist was cold, really wasn't very friendly, had us fill out a form, and I sloughed it off to being some sort of urban chic, industrial, very very stereotypical. I brushed it off. There was another family with a kid about a year old there, a grandma with a younger boy, who, by the way, was being a total pain in the ass. But whatever, Jill and I were there. We had a 2 o'clock appointment. 40 minutes later, a woman finally comes out, introduces herself, and immediately starts with the compliments to Jack, saying how striking he is, how he's exotic and unique, and how he would be a perfect match for so many different companies. So we start talking, and she's showing us photos of Jennifer Lopez and Robin Williams and Law and Order and all of these kids that were theirs that went through and had these experiences. And she's talking about these business cards, essentially, that kids need, or models need to have. Composite card, I think is what they called it. And then before you know it, and then she was asking all these questions like, "So tell us about Jack. Does he like animals? Does he, do well in water? Does he change clothes easily? Is he, and all the answers were yes. It was almost like she was asking the questions she knew the answers would be yes to, and just talking about how exciting everything was, and she totally swept me away before I even knew it. I didn't even know I was swept away, and I was swept away. So before you knew it, she put a card in front of Jill and I and said, "We need to get Jack in for a photo shoot to build this composite card." And the prices were just absolutely outrageous. I asked this lady for a moment with my wife, and we talked it over, and we're like, "Nah, way too expensive, just not gonna happen. Maybe another time, and lo and behold, she lowered the price. It went from like $700 to up from lowest was like $700 to $6,000, but she lowered the price to $500, just under $500, and started talking about what was holding us back, and didn't we want opportunities for our family. Lots of high pressure, but I didn't feel it. It was almost as if I was a frog in a pot of water that was slowly heating up. And before I could realize, I didn't know even the water was boiling. And Jill and I looked at each other and we're like, let's do it. Thankfully, we asked about the cancellation policy and we're very clear about that. We have 3 days to cancel. So, we schedule it, and they make us pay on the spot. They don't really allow us the opportunity to go and think about it. So we shell out $500 on a credit card and walk out. Really bad, sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach as we're driving home. Thankfully, I looked up this company on the Better Business Bureau and found a very similar story to my experience there, and how this company has led on many, many parents, not only in Massachusetts, but in Connecticut, New Jersey, and in Florida, all saying their child has the look, that they would be perfect, promising, a dream, essentially, a wish, and then never following through on it, never producing anything. So, they have a really bad BBB rating, and I looked on Facebook, and even then there are more families that shelled out hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into this company that just doesn't do anything but swindles money out of hardworking families, and plays on their emotions. It's funny looking back on it now. I can start to see things, a company that really cares about kids and families wouldn't want them to come in on Christmas Eve. And a company that, says they're kid friendly, would have a little bit more kid stuff in their offices. It wouldn't be all concrete. I mean, this place didn't even have carpet. I mean, really looking back on it now, it feels like this place was designed so that if the feds came, they would be able to gather their stuff up quick and get out. Really sketchy stuff, demanding money, a lot of money, in the very first meeting. And I like to think of myself as a pretty smart guy. I like to think of myself as somebody that couldn't be easily taken. But I was. I totally was. Both Jill and I were just... thank God that we have an escape hatch, that there's a cancellation policy. Even in the fine print, they make it really clear that they're not going to do anything to help you or your family find a job. They pretty much put that exactly in the writing. So, needless to say, we're canceling it. We're not going to show up to this thing, and hopefully it doesn't cause our family even more trouble. I feel awful for even taking us this far into this mess. But I wanted to put it out there to you dads, because I know there's going to be, you guys going to either sporting events or movies or into the mall, and you're going to be approached by, a pack of people, pack of girls saying your kid is gorgeous and that your kid is going to be a model. Don't trust these people. Go to more reputable places if that's a goal of yours, but don't buy in to their lies, to their sales tactics. It's horrendous. So this is my big warning to you guys. Pay attention for that. Be on the lookout for that. I certainly wasn't aware of any of that sort of stuff when I was down there doing some Christmas shopping. Thanks again for listening. Take care.